Let's try that again. I just made a video and then it crashed. I don't know if this will work, but let's try it again. Hi, so I'm gonna explain to you how to use Screencastify to record a video, and then how to stitch your video clips together in order to put together multiple clips from different people in your group so that you could have one long presentation on your final project, all done in one video that you can share on Google Drive and then on Canvas. Okay, so what you're going to need is you need to have your presentation fired up on one tab, and you want to make sure you're roughly on the first slide that you plan to present, okay? Like maybe it's this one. Let me try a different one. Now, what you're going to do is if you have a school account, you automatically have access to this program, and it's called Screencastify. So you want to go to Chrome, and you want to log into Chrome with your school email. And then you're going to click, when you have your presentation all ready to go, you're going to click the screen recording button. And then you're going to make sure that you embed the webcam, and you have everything ready to go. And you have two options. You can use desktop or browser tab, but I prefer browser tab because you're less likely to get the weirdness of whatever's on your screen on it, but you can do either. And you click record. And then what's going to happen is a little camera will appear, may take a little bit of time, and that's going to have your presentation in it, your thing here. You can also resize your video, so it can be as big or as small as you want. And then what you'll do is you'll present, and it may take a little bit of time for it to fire up. That's okay. And then you'll just record your presentation. Make sure it's rehearsed. Make sure you know what you want to say. If you have notes, make sure it's not super obvious that you're using them. And then you'll just present. Every time you want to move forward a slide, you'll click next. It'll show you next slide. And then you'll keep presenting. Might be a little bit slow. That happens. And then when you're done, you just simply go to Screencastify, click the button, and then when it's done, sorry, it's a little laggy because I'm using two screen recording options, QuickTime and Screencastify, so my computer's a little confused. And then what's going to happen is this clip will save to your Google Drive. And if you go to Google Drive and you look in your settings, and there's a lot, but you're going to find a folder now, if you haven't used Screencastify before, that says Screencastify. It's going to have a bunch of videos on it. And it's usually named, the video is named after your portfolio presentation. But you'll notice I have a bunch of attempts here because I made different versions. So whatever is your final version of your presentation that has the presentation you're happy with, even if the beginning's a little bit messy or the end is a little bit messy, you can crop the beginning or end of your clip out. But just make sure you rename your clip with your name and any other information or whatever you want. Now, what's important here is you're going to send your clips to one person in your group, someone with reliable equipment. And in this case here, you'll notice I have person 1, person 2, person 3 recording. So everyone should take their clip and share it. Just share it with their group member that's in charge of editing it. And they'll just type in their name here. Okay? Then that person should take all the clips that have been shared with them and copy it. So they need to have ownership and copy that clip into their Screencastify folder. You can maybe get away with it in other parts of your Google Drive, but I recommend it's in your Screencastify folder, or if not, your portfolio. Now, you'll want to edit your clip. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to that Screencastify button, and you're going to edit 3 video clips together. So what I recommend here is you click My Recordings, okay? And then you're going to go under this tab and click Editor. And now you're going to have the ability to stitch all the clips you have together. So I already have some clips pre-fired up here, but I'll just go ahead and delete them so you can kind of see how it works. So you make sure you know who's first in your presentation and who's last in your presentation. And you have a few options. You can record an additional clip at the beginning introducing yourselves, or additional clip at the end concluding your video, or just make sure in each person's individual clip that the first person presenting makes sure to really well introduce the project and then provides their name. The second person to present just provides what they're going to talk about and gives their name. And the last person who's going to present gives their name and presents, and then makes sure to wrap up and conclude your video. Okay, that's another option you have between your 2 to 3 different presenters. But either way, once you have all the clips that you want together, and if you mess up, you can re-record and send that new clip to your group. You're going to click the plus button and go add from Google Drive, and you're going to find your video. In this case, I'm going to go to Screencastify because I know I put it in that one folder. Maybe you put it in your portfolio, but make sure it's in your one folder, and then I'm going to add the first person's clip. Now, almost everyone's video clip is going to be a little bit messy. So usually because the beginning, when you're clicking the button and you're waiting for your presentation to load, you're probably going to have to edit. You do have the option to play through the clip to see where it begins. And once you figure out where it begins, you see this white line that appears? It lets you figure out where you want to begin. And you can kind of see this is the clip I want. And you can move it along and see where it starts. Okay, that's not it. So I know it's here. I'll click my white line here, and that lets me know that's where it starts. And I'll take my tab, this video thing, and I'll slide the bar so that it now begins at that white line. And now I've clipped the front messy part out. Then I'll check through the end. Maybe I'll play it, figure out, oh, I want to get rid of this up to here. And I'll take this bar and I'll slide it. And now just the clip I want to play is in there. Then the next person in your group, you're going to enter their clip. Just pull it up from Google Drive. You'll have your video, whatever video it is. Okay, I put in my Screencastify video. Load it. Same issue. You'll play through the clip maybe, hit the play button, and then or maybe scan through. And once you figure out where it starts, I have a hat because that's person 2, win hat. But once you figure out where the presentation starts, and it's always a little bit wonky at the start when you're figuring things out and loading stuff. But once you find it, put that white line there and move the box so that it snaps into place. And now you have your next clip. Make sure at the end is what you want. And then add your next clip or whatever your last clip is. Same issue, go to Screencastify. Get your third person if you have a third person in your group. If you have 2 people in your group, then you're already done after adding the second clip. Again, you want to move around, maybe play it a bit, figure out where it officially starts. So it looks like it's around here. Use my white line to help mark the section I want to crop. Make sure it ends where I want it to end. Maybe if it doesn't, I'll crop off a little bit, use a white line to help mark where I want to end it, crop it. And now my 3 clips are all together. And now I want to export it as a single video. And I'm going to click export. And I'm going to export to my Google Drive. And then always make sure you name it ANP final, your period. In this case, period, 1, because this is a fake period. And then the names of the people in your group. So in this case, Nguyen, Nguyen hat, Nguyen no hat. Okay? So name all the people in your group, save it, and then you should be able to find it in your Screencastify folder. You may not be able to play the video right away. Oftentimes, especially for like 10 minutes, it'll take half an hour to an hour to process it to make sure it's playable. Do make sure it's playable, but you'll be able to find the video in your Screencastify folder. And then what I would do once it's in your Screencastify folder to make sure I will definitely find it is I would move this folder to your anatomy folder, your anatomy portfolio, so it's easy to find. And then it's in your anatomy portfolio. And then when you click on the clip or whatever your video is, you can get your link. And if it doesn't say it's available to me, then you can click just Mountain View High School or anyone with the link here, and then just copy this link and then paste it into Canvas for submission. And then you're done. All right. And that's how you make a video on Screencastify. And it's great. It lets you put multiple people's recordings together in a very simple way. It lets you just screenshot whatever's going on in your Chrome browser along with a little video, and then you're good to go. You should have a little video because you want to show me that you've rehearsed, and that's not always guaranteed if it's audio only. But then this app makes it very easy to stitch together everyone's stuff and just save it on Google Drive. And then you're done and you're ready to go. And it's much better than the Zoom version because with the Zoom version, you need to make sure everyone's rehearsed and you're ready to go with one shot. While this one, if you are willing to edit it together, you'll record it whenever and re-record stuff whenever and just stitch it all afterwards. But you will need at least a day or two of lead time to make sure it's done on time. All right, I hope that was helpful to you, and I guess I will see you all next time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.